We should be live. Let me just make sure if I get the YouTube notification. Yep, alright, we're live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Hennessy Performance Racing League truck race. Oh, there is electric, actually. Up here in the booth with me tonight, we got two very wonderful guys up here in the booth. We got two Xfinity guys. One of them races over there in the RFK camp. Very well known. We got Big Jim. Jim, how are you? How are you, buddy?
Doing well, Slick. Looking forward to New Hampshire. Love these short tracks, and I think we're in for a good one tonight.
Yeah, indeed. And other Xfinity driver of the 54 car for JGR, Mr. Electric Days. Electric, how are you this evening?
Man, it's been a minute up here in this booth, but we chilling, waiting for me to come back at Phoenix.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. So let's hop right into it. We can, I guess, kind of go over last week. It's kind of a crazy one, honestly, in my opinion. But we saw Sikkim in the 23 truck advance and punch his ticket to the championship 4 race at Homestead. So, Jim, I know you didn't watch the truck race per se, but going based off how Sikkim won, how do you think this momentum going into Homestead is going to play into Sikkim's favor?
Yeah, Sikkim's been getting better and better. He's mostly known for his road course prowess over on the GT7 side and on other games, but he took to this heat stuff. He put in the practice and is on a really great team in GMS. It was about time that he was going to get a win at a place that wasn't a road course, and he found it at the right time, winning last week. I'm not sure. He needs to keep up the pressure, in my opinion. You can't just slack off and say, I'm not going to push until Homestead. You don't want to wreck anybody, but you still want to put together some good finishes, and you still want to keep your momentum up like you had just alluded to. I think Sikkim will be fine tonight, and I think he'll be fine in the future, but he's just got to be careful not to get too complacent.
Yeah, very well said there. So, Electric, we will go to another GMS truck, actually. Might as well, since we basically got 3 of them, we'll go to the 24 of Marner. So, Electric, he is currently 8 points above. What does he have to do to stay above that cut line and not drop out of the final 4?
I mean, right now, it's second to last race, and you're above by 8 points. What I advise him to do is stay out of trouble in this race. I know it's probably hard to do that, especially here at New Hampshire, but I advise him to stay out of trouble, keep it clean, and trying to gain as much stage points as he possibly can for the race, and possibly get a good outcome instead of a bad one for him today.
Yeah, so I will pose this question to the both of you here. We saw Shake, the points leader, a regular season champion, struggle at Chicagoland last week. Do you think the struggles continue here tonight, or is Shake gonna break the one race bad streak of him not winning a race per se?
Jim, you go first.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not going to have any trouble. He's been dominant throughout the entire season. That Chicagoland race, probably just a product of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, as it's very easy to do at 1.5 milers. He's got some good tracks coming up: New Hampshire, Watkins Glen, Bristol. He says the one that he looks forward to the most is Bristol, but I really look forward to seeing what he can do at Watkins Glen. We don't know if he's racing tonight. He put the question mark in the race attendance, so we don't know if he is racing. But if he can race tonight, this is another one. This might be a fuel mileage race. We don't know. We know how good he is at fuel mileage at the short tracks. So, Shake, I don't think he has anything to worry about.
Yeah, I can say the same thing about Shake. It's just one race. That's what I can say. For him, he has a lot of experience with being up in the front and It's just you have bad races sometimes. Gladly, it came earlier than later, especially because you need good races later down the road for Watkins Glen and I'm for sure the other track, Bristol. I believe that he'll be able to stay inside the top 3 or the top 2 if he races today or even next week, even though he has a 21-point lead over the cutoff line. Still hope to see him today and hope he has a great race.
Yeah, very well said. Yeah, the 4 playoff guys currently above. Sikkim advanced last week with the win. Shake, like you just said, Electric 21 above. Marner +8, and you got an RFK camp guy up there, and +8, and Nate the best. So Jim, speaking of our RFK buddies down there, what do you think of both Nate and Glizzy both being in the playoffs?
I think it's an impressive step forward for the program. The Truck Series has always been kind of the low point for RFK, it feels like, the last couple seasons. But Dylan put together a good team. He found some really good guys in Glizzy and Nate, and Moose, all those guys. He found some good drivers this season. And I think it's no surprise that they were able to make the playoffs. I'm interested to see what they can do in the playoffs now.
Yeah, very well said. And speaking of the other one, Glizzy is currently -15 back. Do you have, I mean, there's still another race to go, but do you think he needs to probably win to get into the Final Four?
I don't think it's time to push the panic button quite yet if you're Glizzy. I think right now, just putting together good, consistent finishes, he's been all about consistency all season long. If he can keep putting that together, you can kind of bank on some other playoff drivers having mistakes, entering pit road too hot or wrecking. I mean, I think the one you really look out for Glizzy is the road courses. I think Watkins Glen comes to mind. I think he'll be pretty fast there.
Yeah, we've seen Glizzy be pretty fast at those road courses throughout the season. So, I guess we'll go back to Electric on this one. Electric, does anyone below the cut line catch your eye on who you think could possibly win and knock one of the current top 4 out of the playoffs or Final Four?
I have small NASCAR fan and Secure the Purse. I have them two knocking out neither Marnes or Nate for neither the last spot or possibly winning and knocking them out. The reason why I say this is because I feel like since they're -8, they're going to come into this race more gunslinging than any other driver, knowing that they'd only need about 8 points to possibly close up that gap, and especially they're literally the only 2 people that have under double-digit negative points to the 4th place driver in the Final Four. So I believe them 2 can possibly be able to bring in them points and make their team owner proud for them.
Yeah, very well said. Small has been that win at O'Doyle earlier in the season, got him into the playoffs. He's been pretty, I wouldn't say really consistent, but he's had some really good runs. And Secure the Perks, he had a really good run last week at Chicagoland. So I guess before we get underway, Jim, does anyone catch your eye under the playoff cut line?
Yeah, honestly, I think even though he's 30 under, Captain Dead Dad, he could find his way into a win either at New Hampshire or Bristol. And, I mean, once you get to Homestead, it's anybody's game. But I do have to say that Sikkim winning, that's probably the last thing these Truck Series guys wanted to see, because one thing I remember about Sikkim all season long, incredible speed, very fast, up front most of the races, but there's always a mistake he makes that puts him back there. And winning that one, he's locked in. He doesn't have to worry about it. All these guys underneath, that's one spot that's not on the table coming to Homestead.
Yeah, Dead Dad is one of the most experienced guys in the playoff field, and may only be 30 points back, but you get the win, and the 30 points are no more. So we will hopefully see if Dead Dad can get that win.
He's got to get his elbows up. It's not going to come easy.
Yep. And I believe who got pulled? Ooh, Logan got pulled. That's big for Logan. Missed last week, and he's 55 behind. So that's actually a
Yeah.
big start for Logan there.
I was asking about that too because remember he was our second. Let me see the standings. I remember he was in the regular season standings. He was third.
Yeah, he was
Or
third behind
second.
Shake, and I believe.
Yeah, and then seeing this is pretty unusual of him to be back this far. I was expecting him to be a little bit more up, such as like down like 2 to 3 points, or possibly in the Final Four right now. But it's okay. It's just adversity right here for him. It's up to can he make it? Can he make a comeback right here?
Yeah, it's like you said, you miss one playoff race. Being a playoff guy, you have an uphill climb, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I guess before we join, I guess we'll get to our picks to the race. Jim, we'll start with you. Who is your pick to win here at New Hampshire?
Well, I'm going to go for the easy layup here. I'm going to say Shake. He has finally put in the green check mark on race attendance. He is definitely in the race. So I'm going to go Shake. I just think he's too strong on those short tracks. But the dark horse, I'll say Marnes, honestly.
Okay, very, very. Those GMS tracks have been quick. Very nice 2 picks there. Electric, who is your pick?
For me, I'm gonna go with my old teammate Logan. I believe he can. After missing that race, I believe he has to come back now. This is this is not your only chance to win a race. I can't say that because he is pretty skilled at this game. So I can say that he'll do the same thing as the 2 that's behind by 8 points. He'll be the same person to come out blazing and go for stage points. And if anything, he would be behind Shake or Second 1-2.
Yeah, that's a very good pick there. Logan is, I would say, by far one of the most underrated drivers we have here in the Truck Series.
Yeah.
But my pick, I'll go Shake. I think Shake having that one off race, I think Shake gets it back going this week and wins. And we are good to join via Joker. So we will get in here.
Yeah, this place has a lot of similarities to Richmond, which I raced a little earlier this season, and Shake just took me to school on strategy, so I would watch out for strategy. I don't know who's going to play it, but even guys on controller, they can play some strategy.
So we are loading in here. Give us one quick second. Here in New Hampshire. Alright, and we are green. Logan and Sikkim lead them down. I believe that is Small and the 2 of Shake, who we just mentioned a couple minutes ago. They're going to lead them into turn 1 and 2 down the straightaway here. Small now side by side with Sikkim for that second spot. Then go into 3 and into 4. Small. Oh, look at Dead Dad. Jim, you mentioned him earlier. Dead Dad already making a 3-wide move here for, I believe this is third. This is third.
Yeah. He knows he's got to go. He's got to get track position early.
Yep. And go on board with Dead Dad here.
People say that it's really hard to pass here, but in my defense, I say it's not. It's just all up to, you have to time it right, and you gotta have momentum going into each turn. Getting in and out of these turns is pretty hard, especially how people like using that bottom. You can't use the bottom no more because of the little hump that goes kind of back into the little lane, so you can't get a good run coming out of there. So a lot of people won't be using this high lane right here at this race.
Yeah, good point there. As our Sikkim hit the wall there down the straightaway. Dead Dad now trying to get under him for third. Let's see if Shake helps his teammate out here. Don't know if it will work as much. Logan continues to lead Small in the second. Oh, Shake got a bit loose. They're trying to make it 3 wide. Now he's going to get underneath the 2 and the 16 and the 23. Shake Here comes that 98 as well, and I believe that's the 15 of Nate right behind these guys back here as well.
This is beautiful racing right here between Captain Dead Dad, Sikkim, and Shake. That was contact-free. It can be done, Xfinity Series. It can be done. They just showed it right there.
There you have it, folks, from an Xfinity Series driver himself. Yep.
You know why. You know why, man.
Oh, I know 100% why.
Yep.
You decided to move them. You remember what you did. No, man.
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
Yeah, I know. It's good. Just remember, you had your rights. No, but Small NASCAR right now is in second place, right behind his teammate. Both of them are under this cut line. Even though they're teammates, I would not expect them to move each other for first, unless it's a dire situation such as them needing a win, and that's Logan right now, needing a win to get into the final four. So
yeah, indeed. We saw last week in the Xfinity race, Masopes and Always Eric go at it, and we saw what happened there at the end of that race. Sikkim now trying to get to the outside of the O2 of Small. Can't quite get it to work. Dead Dad trying to get underneath. We'll see if he can get it. Shake's there. There's the 15 truck of Nate. Only plus 8 to the cut line. So good start for Nate. And then you got, I believe that's the 98 of Twitchy or 98 of Secure the Perks. My apologies. And the 17 of Moose, another RFK guy, running pretty good right now.
Little bit of a Corian effect right there. 23 got on the brakes, the 16 in the back of him, the 2 in the back of the 16. That's going to allow Shake to the inside of both of these guys.
Yeah, I'm just watching this, that front to pull away a little bit.
Oh, contact again. Oh, wow. These guys behind the 2 leaders are getting racy back here for third. About a 4-car pack, possibly even 5. You can count Secure the Perks in this battle as well. These guys are getting racy up here for third.
Yeah, there we go. Got 15 trying to look under the 2, but that won't work out. The 16 going to get a run and follow Sikkim, but the 2 is trying to get that side drive, couldn't do it. Back up into 4th is Captain Dead Dad. Captain Dead Dad, I feel like he was an unusual driver to be up here. It's up because he don't practice, or I don't think so. But he is right now fighting for his life right now. That's what I do.
Yeah, up in the P4s, we got a battle for the lead. Small gets underneath his teammate of Logan. Let's see if Small can clear him down as they go down the front stretch here. Let's see if Small can get him. Logan gonna try to side draft a little bit. Going into 3 and 4. Small's gonna clear the 20 of Logan. Logan trying to get back underneath them. Here comes the 23 of Sikkim looking for second.
One guy's misfortune is another guy's fortune. The 23 is going to look to be inside of Logan going into 1. If he can keep it above that seam and get the drive off, he'll have a shot. But that 20 might be able to power on the outside. Nope, never mind.
Yeah, as these 2 continue to battle, you got Shake in this mix as well.
Yep, it's a lot of concentration going into this track. As you can see, some of the drivers that are already up there is second, and the others, it seems like that 20 has a short run car, or a short run truck, and everybody else been able to pass, and it seems like you need to make a little bit more adjustments later on in stage 2 to get that truck tuned in for stage 2 and final stage.
Yeah, indeed, as we've seen pit stops. We've seen pit stops play quite a factor here recently, so we will see what happens if we get to the pit stops. A Shake now trying to get almost right to the back bumper of the 20 of Logan. Looks like he is. Let's see if he tries to make a move. He's gonna run the outside, gonna lose a little bit of time. Dead Dad now gets there. Now here comes Nate, the 98 and the 17 as well.
Leaders have not broken away whatsoever. This is still everybody, like, top 8 are still those 2.
Top 8, and then there's a little bit of a gap from Moose to Marner.
Probably a 2-second, or, yeah, there's probably a 2-second or 1.5-second lead between the leader and seventh, which is pretty impressive to see this many drivers as practice and actually try to put in the work for this playoffs. I know now they are.
Oh, contact between the 2 and the 20. Sorry to interrupt you there, Electric, but the 2 and the 20 made contact. Logan's gonna lose some spots out of that. Let's see if Logan can. We'll see maybe if Logan gets back up to Shake, if he does him a little bit of payback. I don't think the 20 liked that
really
very
hurt
much.
Logan. He might. His stage points are going to be hurting after this. He needs to find a way
Oh,
back in.
more contact between the 98 and the 20. Boy, Logan went from running third, and now he fell back to about sixth.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what this track is about. It's about patience and keeping your temper low. If he can, if I was him, I wouldn't worry about Shake. It doesn't matter. Well, it just happened, but you got to get back up there, and you got to get more stage points than right now, where you at right now.
Yeah, Battlefield back to the front. Battlefield lead. That 23 truck of Sikkim looking for the lead. He may be locked in, but he's not gonna make it easy on these other playoff guys. He wants another win, and he's looking to get the lead. Shake his teammate right behind him as well. The 16 of Dead Dad and Nate trying to get involved as well. Small continuing to lead. They go back into turn 1. Shake looking underneath his teammate. Not quite gonna get it. We'll see if he gets it as they enter the straightaway. No, Sickham's gonna maintain second.
That line that Sikkim is running in 1 and 2 is beautiful. The 3 and 4 last time he got too far down. This time he's gonna nail it perfectly and roll the center.
Contact between Nate and Shake. Shake's now gonna fall back. I believe Nate just sent it in there on the 2 truck. Don't know if Shake will be very happy about that. As a almost 3 wide with the 98, the 20, and the 2. This will be interesting. And then the 17 of Moose, he's kind of just minding his own business back here behind these guys, waiting for something to happen.
The top 2 breaks away now, finally. Or not break away, but it gives a little bit of separation between second place and third place. And the rest of the pack that's there. I mean, this is good for Sikkim, and it's good for Small NASCAR to see how can the trucks run out here in this clean air and seeing everything that they could possibly do out here.
Yeah.
You see that line, though, that I'm talking about, 1 and 2? He enters high, and then he cars down underneath that little bump you were talking about, the little seam.
Yeah.
And he's getting such a nice drive.
That is a nice one. We will go on board with Sikkim this lap to see Jim, or to see what exactly Jim is talking about as they just about cross the line. We'll go on board with Sikkim here and watch his line.
We'll change it up this time. Down on the seam to start in 1. Still closed up on the bumper.
Really good how plus he's on that wheel, so you know he's able to find other lanes than what controller drivers can run. So it's also pretty good for him to. That's all Sikkim, I think, needs to do. If he can stay patient and keep his tempers low, I believe he can finish either second or first in the championship. Behind Shake or win that championship. He just got to keep his tempers low. I just believe that.
I can agree with that, Electric. If Sikkim proves that he can not, I guess, get suspended or penalties, I can very well see that 23 truck winning the championship.
There you go. He's going to have a run right here.
Here we go. Good run, but it's
on board. Oh, Small's trying to throw a little bit of a block. He's going to not quite get to the outside. We'll see if he tries to make a move into 3 and 4.
Sikkim being very patient so far, not running over this 0-2. He's had a lot of opportunities just to run him over. He might have gotten a shot right there from the 15.
Contact. Remember, these are actually the 15 was very upset with the 23, I guess, from last week. So this is kind of an interesting storyline here between the 15 and the 23.
I mean, it's not good to have enemies, especially in the playoffs. You can't have too many, such as like possibly like the 16 now in Xfinity. Not the 16 to 10 in Xfinity, how he's going to have enemies. You cannot have enemies in the playoffs at all. If anything, you need to just possibly drive clean, but they're going to cost you later on in your that should be secured as well. They're not.
Yeah, as Sikkim gains the lead, that 15 truck is using that front bumper on these drivers. Oh my, holy. 15 is desperately trying to either get to the 23 or try to get to the lead. Now he's underneath the O2 of Small. Oh, a little bit of contact.
It's crazy how much that ruins your run, too, in this game. You barely hit somebody, and it launches them off the racetrack.
Look at the 23 of Sikkim. Now Nate's going to move up into second. That 15...
He's going to get moved.
Out of the way.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Nate might get the run on the outside. Looks like he will, but Small still with him. Here comes the 16 and the 2 as well. 3 wide for second.
Yep, that 15 just got his run stopped by the 0-2, and once again he just got it stopped again.
Oh,
Shake in the front.
Problems for Shake. Believe he hit the. Believe he may have hit that glitch out of turn 4.
I don't think he had a glitch there, Slick. I think he got on the seam, and this late in the run, that seam is a killer.
He got on the seam. We saw that last week with our leader Riley in the Xfinity Series. He hit that seam and sent him up into the wall, collecting about 5 or 6 other guys.
No, he actually hit the glitch that already hit from the other season before the exact. I think it's right where you have the restart line, and you're against that wall. You might hit the glitch just there.
Yeah, as Captain Dead Dad has moved up into second. Very good run for Dead Dad early on here at New Hampshire.
The good news for him is the guys behind him for third are side by side. He needs to get away from this so he can get away from the punt fest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can tell he's hungry, but it's not too good to be that hungry if you're moving that many drivers out of the
That might be.
I believe this is the end of the stage.
That is.
It is. So Sikkim stage 1 winner, Dead Dad second, Small third. I think Nate was 4th. I'm not quite sure on that. And I think Logan may have gotten 5th. Good recovery from Logan, though.
I think we got our answer on Sikkim if he was going to play it safe and stay at the back in these races, or if he's going to go out and try to win. Yeah, he's still out here putting on for his team, GMS.
Yeah.
He's still out there putting down good lap times and still racing.
Yeah, like, I believe other drivers, after they win, I believe they would show up, would just sit back and chill, or try to go for another win. But that's Sikkim right there, trying to go for another win, trying to help out his teammates so nobody else can. That's pretty much, I like that. That's much more respect for him.
Yeah, especially already having a win as we're back green. Sikkim and Dead Dad gonna lead them. And Nate and Small in the second row. They're going to go into turn 1 with Sikkim. Oh, little bit of contact. Oh, going to go up the track with the 16 a little bit. Here comes that 98 of Secure the Perks. We didn't really talk about him much in the pre-race. But he is holding it down there. The 24 Mariners back here in the pack too. The 17, the 20. And I saw Glizzy back here. Glizzy is running about 11th or 12th, it looks like, on track, right beside Shake. We'll see if Glizzy can work his way through this field. Kind of been stuck in the back this whole race, though.
Right. Yeah, it's looking pretty good right now for the start, but that 24 and that 98 are really pushing each other down that track. Look like the 98 and the 24 has a little bit of problem. Shake just trying to get out of there. And of course, Boost is up there on that hot lane, getting that run. Same as the 98 as he goes right on top of it.
Yeah, we'll go on board with the 98. Oh, contact between the 24 and the 98. Shake's gonna take advantage of that.
3 wide. There we go. The 98. Man, that's a grimy move right there.
Wow, what a move through the middle goes the 98 of Secure the Perks.
This is what the playoffs do, man. Those are 2 playoff drivers, Secure the Perks and Marnes right there, battling for a spot in the championship. This isn't the decider, but, I mean, you're looking for every point you can get on your competitors.
Yep. There we go. We still got that 98 and that 24.
Here's the 38 trying to peek his nose underneath the 98.
starting to slow down and start to calm down after what just happened. I know you gotta gain as many positions, I believe. If you don't have a fast car, then or a fast truck, you have to gain as many positions as you can on that restart. Because if you don't, you're just stuck back there, and I can understand that for some people.
Yeah, as Dead Dad has now reeled in our leader. He's almost to the back bumper of the 23 of Sikkim. How about Dead Dad? He's been really impressive here.
Yeah, he's a sleeper on these short tracks. I'll say that. Let you go.
No, my fault, Jim. I was just about to say the same thing. I was pretty much, I was really confused to see Captain Dead Dad up here. I haven't seen him on Heat 5, or I haven't talk about him practicing a lot, or I haven't seen any of that. So seeing him up here is pretty much it's good for KBM.
Yeah, as Sharp says in the chat that track position is key no matter what track you're racing at. I can agree with that.
Especially on low draft, I figured that out. Like it's harder to pass than any other draft. High draft, you get these ginormous runs, the easy pass. If you get a run on somebody, low draft, not so much. Low draft, you are fighting.
Yeah, the draft difference is there. Is Dead now. Nate's also slowed into this battle too. These three there's a little bit of a gap back to the small and fourth. These three have pulled away just a little bit here. We'll see if Dead Dad can get by the 23, or if Nate can get by the 16 and the 23.
Two things Captain Dead Dad is doing right now, I believe, is still a bit strong to do here. Is first you can catch up to the person, such as being in 2/10 or probably 1/10 of the leader, but can you pass him though? Not possible. I don't know yet, because Sikkim is guarding that high line, and that's basically the line that everybody uses for runs and basically to make passes. So I want to see if Captain Dead can possibly try to bump him a little bit, or is he going to try to use that high range of Sikkim?
Yeah, Sikkim's been running a very interesting line from what I've been watching from him leading, but it's working. So
yeah, I'm not sure how he's finding the speed. He's exiting on the flat of the racetrack sometimes, and this thing is so dialed in. GMS came with great setups because he's able to keep the speed up, the momentum up from that very bottom. I don't know how he does it.
I could say I can say you can get a good run going all the way down to the yellow line, because I do that and I get great runs coming off of the turn, and that also makes your car tight. It can also be. But Sikkim, what he is doing, never tried that, because that bump always can slow down your runs just a little bit, and you won't get the full maximum power out of your car or your truck from that.
yeah, as looks like Shake is trying to work his way back. It looks like he may be also running that same line Sikkim is into turn one. We will see if he does the same thing Sikkim has been doing. If he runs on the bottom, no, he's going to run about the middle to the bottom.
Yeah, one thing about these trucks, electric, but one thing about these trucks is that they do not yaw out as much as the Cup or Xfinity car. Well, they might yaw out as much as the Xfinity cars, but not the Cup cars. So when you are trying to turn, you can use that little seam down there to help the truck turn a little extra. You just got to make sure not to ride it too long and spin yourself out.
Yeah, that's a good point. As the Cup cars, I mean, we all know the differences from the truck, Xfinity, and Cup cars at every track, but New Hampshire drives differently in each series, I will say that.
There you go, he sends them. Man, Captain Dead is. Look like he's getting tired of being a second right now. He sent them for the last two turns.
Sikkim! I believe he may have hit the wall. No, maybe just went down to the bottom for whatever reason.
There they go. He's gonna block
here they go. The 15. Dead Dad, Sikkim, and Nate. The top three battling. There's a massive gap back to fourth. These three continue to battle. Nate's just kind of waiting, hoping something happens like at Pocono in the Xfinity Series a couple weeks ago. The two leaders bump each other and he takes advantage of it.
Yep, that's all you can do right here. I mean, what the 15 can do, since he's seeing how the 16 is driving that 23, you sit back and you wait. Even though you're falling back a little bit, it's okay, because that 16 is trying to fight right now for stage 1, knowing that he can gain, I think, he can gain more points and win a stage off of this. I believe that's pretty good by the 15 to sit back and lay low right now.
Yeah, no pressure out back. He is. These three are all alone, so no matter what happens, it's going to come down to them for the stage, unless they have to pit. And I don't know how that works, but I don't think there are pit stops.
They are coming to at the line. It'll be 8 to go in stage 2.
Yeah, Captain Dead in them. And you can tell there's a lot of tire wasting in here. Especially when I seen that 24 and that 98. We've seen them battle for 2 to 3 laps, and then they start to get separate, and then they start to get single file. I'm seeing that the 16 and the 15 are both running almost the identical line, but the 23 is the only one running that high line. I don't know if the 16 or the 15 might want to switch that up and try to run what Sikkim is running later on in the race to see if that can possibly work. But it's always good to try out new grooves and new momentum for this track.
Yeah, Sikkim's been running the same line really ever since this race started, and it's been Dad for second, trying to get underneath him for second, not almost contact. Nate's now gonna send
Dad is not gonna look like he's going to possibly move that 15 right back. That's gonna get, oh no, he's not. That's smart. Going to give that 15 time. It looked like the 15 probably a little bit more faster than him. That's why he let him go. See if this 15 can catch up to him with 6 to go when we hit the line, right?
I believe so. I will double check when Dad crosses the line.
Oh. Yeah, that 23 is pulling away.
Oh, 15 got loose. You saw him on the apron right there on that little seam. He was sideways. We can't see that on our screens or on the broadcast, but on his screen, he was definitely sideways.
As there are 5 to go in stage 2, it'll be 4 to go next time by. As yeah, the 15 has 15 hits the wall just a little bit there. As I start talking to our second place driver, hits the wall a little bit of announcer jinx there, but not gonna hurt him too bad.
Well, that's more the line he wants to run. He wants to run higher and then exit low, and just low enough to get those left sides under the seam. You don't want to put all 4. That will ruin all your momentum.
Seem like Jim know a lot what you talking about here at the track, man. Knowing that you was here last week,
yeah, in a crap box, those Xfinity cars do not turn.
Yeah,
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Once that car is tight, it's just it's
oh, 23 had the win.
Oh, 23 into the wall. Nate's trying to take advantage. Now we got a battle with, I believe it's 3 to go. 3 to go. 3 to go on the stage. Nate is gonna want. He is +8 above the cut line, but then again, one of the truck guys wins the below. It'll knock him out. So Nate, hoping that. Oh, Nate's gonna send it in. Sikkim's gonna cross over. Oh, a little bit of contact. Nate's gonna take the lead. Wow, what a move! What a move from that 15 truck.
That was very, very smart from Sikkim, though. He did not want to go and fight the 15. He knows the 15 has more to lose at this moment in time. Did not decide to send him back. And he pretty much gave him the open lane going into 3.
Yeah. Now we'll see if Dead Dad can, we'll see if Dead Dad can pass him for second. I believe this will be 1 to go in the stage. I will double check as they cross the line.
This isn't over yet, boys. That 23 is still there.
Yep. 1 to go. This is the white flag in the stage. White flag.
There they go. That 23 right there. He just got there, but that momentum is going to shift as soon as they get off that turn. 15 pulls away about like 2 to 3 tenths right now. And
Sikkim not gonna. Oh, Dead Dad almost sent it in. Couldn't quite get a stick. Coming out of turn 4, Nate is gonna win stage 2. Oh, not quite. Yep, Nate is gonna win stage 2 in New Hampshire. Oh, side by side, Sickim's gonna beat Dead Dad to the line.
yes, Sikkim tried to make sure that Captain Dead Dad did not get any extra point on him because he hit a little wall. Great job on him. I think that's for his teammate. That's what I think.
This has been a very interesting race. I guess since we're talking about these three, you think it'll be these three for the win, or you think a guy like Marner, Shake, Logan will come into the mix within the last few laps to go?
Yeah, once we stack these guys back up, it just depends on if you get sent or not, in my opinion. It really comes down to if you get moved. If you get pushed up the racetrack and lose all your track position, you're pretty much out of this thing. But, I mean, new faces, Marn's into the top 5. I haven't really seen him up here in the top 5
Yeah,
till now,
Marner
here at the right
4th.
time.
Marner 4th and Shake 5th, so GMS teammates, I believe, are 3, 4, no, 2, 4, and 5.
Logan's not doing good today, starting all in that back.
Alright, we are gonna go back green, Nate in the 15 and Sikkim in the 23. Oh, Sikkim will try to side draft him down the straightaway as they enter turn 1.
This is not going to be good. That 15 going to stop that 23.
Oh, the 24 way up the racetrack into turn 1.
Marner might be done right after that. No, I don't know. That's pretty steep of a fall right there.
Yeah, Nate. We mentioned that 2 truck. Here comes Shake and Bake in that 2. Don't count Shakeout.
So, got the Dead Dad in them. If he knows that he cannot pass Sikkim, then this is your time right now. You got to do it now. Nate gonna let the 23 get up, but still gets him clear.
We'll go on board with Dead Dad here as he's riding 3rd behind the 15 and the 23 of Nate and Sikkim. Oh, Dead Dad not gonna try to go through the middle. That would have been.
Oh no, not like that.
Oh, Dead Dad got a piece. Shake's now into this mix as well. These top 4. Only difference is there's a 4th guy into this mix.
The 16. Oh man.
Oh, Shake is Shake. This might be Shake's time to shine here in stage 3.
This ain't good for the 16. He has no teammates around him, and he's surrounded by 2 GMS trucks as he gets sent
Yeah,
again.
he overshot it.
Yeah, and there goes Shake.
As
right
we will
now,
get,
side by side.
I don't know if there is fuel saving. I will check as we cross the line here. It is no fuel saving. 28 to go, and they got about 32 laps of gas.
Oh, but tires do matter here.
Yeah, tires do matter.
This is a long run race. Then here we go.
That's a GTR. Oh, the sauce in chat is rooting for Shake.
Understandable. A lot of people like Shake. I mean, he's almost like, I can't say not chasing it. Such as like fan voting for trucks. I feel like he is the most likable driver, but Captain Dead Dad says otherwise as he moves into third place right there.
Dead Dad says otherwise. As Marner on the restart got a terrible start, but he's actually he's still back here in 5th. Oh, contact between Shake and Dead Dad there. Marner looking to take advantage, trying to follow his teammate in the 2.
You know Captain's not happy right now. He's falling back. This is the furthest back he's been since about lap 30 or so.
Yeah.
I thought it was actually, I think it was the first 10 laps he was back here.
A little bit of contact as Sharp in the chat is rooting for Sikkim or Marner to win this race.
Man, this is too many GMS trucks up here, man.
Battle for the lead.
What they are using.
Battle for the lead. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Yep. 23 and the 15 battling here. They're making contact as they enter turn 1. They continue to battle. Shake's gonna get right into this mix, and Dead Dad could be as well. Sikkim gonna regain the lead. We'll see if Nate tries to retake the lead from that 23.
Yep.
Sikkim into the wall.
Since you brought up tire saving, I see a lot of tire burning right here.
Yeah, I don't think any of these guys will make on that right front.
So I believe it might be somebody from small NASCAR fan, such a small NASCAR fan or one of them. They are like by themselves and they don't look like they're burning too much right now, but it's shaking them up there in this top 4 and top 5. Yeah,
Take a look back at Porchy. Porchy is running like the very outside. I think he's trying to save those tires for the most part.
Yeah, very interesting Porchy. We'll see. I mean, Jim, you're good with the whole, fuel saving and tire saving. I mean, if you're a guy back here like, I don't know, say Small or Logan, not the leaders, do you start saving now or wait a couple of laps and then save?
You had to make that decision about 8 laps ago. I don't know. If you haven't been saving since the start, there's no reason to try now. I don't even know if you could make it on tires, hypothetically. If you went the entire stage.
As a contact.
These guys here just got raced.
Contact between the leaders. Look at that 2 truck. I just mentioned it on the restart. Don't count out that 2, and he's right in this mix as well. 15, trying to go for the lead. Look at Shake trying to go, almost going to make it 3 wide to the lead. Going to get underneath his teammate of Sikkim for second. Sikkim may have the run. No, Shake. Side by side, the 2 GMS trucks.
This look like a tag team, man. This is tornado tag in WWE right now.
This is
no fear right now.
This is like the Usos against somebody. I can't think of anybody right now.
It's unfair. You got 2 GMS trucks. You got 1 car. Okay, I appreciate it. I like it though.
Hey,
This brought Captain right back into it too.
You essentially have 3 GMS trucks, the 2, the 23, and the 24.
Yep, it's great job to the GMS trucks. They have been able to do the most over these past weeks, and look at them in the playoffs, and you see I'm sure all 3 are in.
Wow, contact.
Put straight in the fence.
So Shake is now to the back bumper of the 15H. Yeah, if you're Riley or Joker for HMS, JG, or Junior Motorsports, and you've been really impressed with Sikkim, Shake, and Marner. All 3 of them being in the final 4.
I mean, that's what they picked them for in that draft. We all thought that Marner was a questionable pick to be picked all the way up really high, but he, especially when he went to Cup and then came down the trucks, it's a great job for him to overcome what everybody was saying about him, and now showing up now in the final 4 and possibly be able to win the race here.
Yeah, as these two leaders have continued to battle, as Jim mentioned it a couple of laps ago, it's brought Dead Dad and Marner right back into this battle.
Captain's a really good driver on these, I guess I'll call them flat short tracks. I don't know if you call New Hampshire short track, but Gateway comes to mind. He won Gateway last season, I believe, and he almost won it in season 1. So he is aficionado at these kind of flat racetracks.
very vocabulary type word there from Jim.
Yeah, man. I went to school.
I went to school.
Yeah, man, you hurting some people, man.
Oh, Porchy off the pace, turn 4.
Porchy off the pace. We'll see. Yeah, Porchy is very slow. He's just now crossing the finish line. Don't know if he got into the wall or not, or if he's trying to do something, but Porchy's way off the pace. As they're battling back here, the 51, the 38, the 2 playoff guys, Movement and Glizzy, not having the best of days in this race.
Yeah, some races are like,
the 44 and the 51! Believe the 44 either hit the wall or got onto the apron there and spins. That's gonna be a caution. Wow.
Now, this is where...
Oh, boy.
This is where it's gonna get interesting.
Oh, no, Captain Dead Dad might get sent. Like, that's 100%. We know this now. He sent the 23. This is, him and the 15.
Okay, let me throw this back at you, Electric. If you're the 23, do you send him? Because
No.
if you do, you know that 16 is going to be all over your bumper come Homestead.
no.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, like, not the 23, but, like, the 24 and the 2. I believe they will, but not as much. Not, like, send them into the wall, but it's like,
Yeah.
bump them up, you know?
Yeah.
As a Charper in the chat has mentioned that this is going to get wild, and it is indeed going to get wild. We believe.
Jim. Yeah, remember, Jim, like I said, like, it's, you don't want any enemies when it comes to Homestead.
Heck no.
Yep.
No. Back green, shaking Nate lead them. We have, let's see how many we got to go. 12 to go as they cross the line on the restart.
Oh my
the
God.
15.
Shake with the
Oh,
run.
the 15, the shake and bake, trying to shake and bake his way to the lead. No pun intended on that one here, folks, but, Shake trying to,
yeah, Shake's gonna give it right back.
Here comes Dead Dad! The 16 of Captain Dead Dad! Dead Dad might get the lead! 3 wide for the lead here at Homestead, New Hampshire.
No pun lifting.
No pun The 15 to the Highland, the 16's gonna get the lead! Dead Dad to the lead! The 20, the 24, Marner trying to make a move. Shake now to the inside. Dead Dad still holding on. Let's see if Shake can get by him. Marner trying to work as well. Dead Dad, what a move by Dead Dad on that restart. That's probably what that's probably what Dead Dad needed there to get to the lead if he was gonna have any chance of winning this race.
Shake is sending it, man. Here comes him and Nate right now. Marner's behind by a little bit, but man, this is gonna hurt some people if that wins this right here.
Yeah, especially that. Oh, Shake sends it in.
I knew it. There we go.
Shake sends it in. Kind of a battle we saw last week between that 10 and the 22. Shake, I believe, led that lap. Dead Dad still side by side. The 15's in this battle as well. The 24's not out of it either.
That's gonna start his run, Dad. That's gonna start a 16's run. He's gonna fall behind. There goes Shake in that lead. This is where dreams either come true or die out.
This is
the 15 bumped up to 16.
Gotta get back in line if you're Captain Dead Dad. Just fall back in line and get back into rhythm. There's still time for this one.
When the playoffs hit, this is when guys just have to go for it.
Yep, they have to. I mean, this is what you came here for. Came here for the playoffs and possibly the championship. The championship is open to anybody, I can say. As soon as you hop into this race, the races is equal.
How about this? 15, back to the inside,
15,
got the bite off the corner.
Back to the inside. 15 now gonna regain the lead. Dead Dad still not out of this battle again. These two could mess up and Dead Dad could be right there.
Oh, he's gonna get some contact.
Oh, contact. Here come those other two GMS trucks. Marner and Sickum aren't out of this battle either.
Oh my God. This ain't good.
This is amazing is what this is.
This is amazing racing that we've seen from these truck guys. I mean, they've been probably the most clean series in all of Hennessy this season.
No, but they've been able to fight a lot though right here. When it comes down to these last laps, hey man, you have to bump them a bit.
Yeah, you got to go for it. 6 to go as they cross the line. It'll be 5 to go next time by.
Man, if you're Nate right now, you've got the best driver in the series right behind you, hounding you. But you've got a friend in the 16 who's still making contact with Shake.
Not mess with him as he moves.
Damn, the 16 moves him up.
The 2 is gonna push him down.
Oh my goodness.
Gone, boys.
The 15 is gone. Oh, here comes the 24 Marner. Where did Marner come from?
Marner pushed the 2 and the 2 pushed the 16. What a move. And
contact! We may have a lap car in Portugal as Nate catches up to the 13. Still side by side.
Yeah, this race might be a win for Nate, as we cannot say that just yet until he crosses that finish line.
They are going at it back here for a second. There's like a 5-car pack per second.
Oh yeah, that incident report about to be booming after this race.
About to be booming. That's yeah, these guys are Dead Dad here. needs the most points out of all these guys. Shake is 21 above.
Marner just pushed him up.
Sickham's advanced. Marner's 8 above. Dead Dad needs these points.
Oh, he's just gonna get shoved into the fence. He has to lift. Oh, hold on to it, Captain. Abel will hold on to it.
Oh,
Porchy
got into the wall. May have almost taken out our leader. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
That man, Captain Dead Dead, is a force to be reckoned with right now.
He's using the force that he has, and he's taking it with him.
Nate has checked out, guys. That 15 is so far long gone. He's about 7/10, it looks like, ahead of that too. That's gonna be
contact between the 16 and 23. This battle for fourth. Secure the perks. Haven't mentioned him most of this race.
Yo, here comes Sikkim on the high line.
What the 31? Oh my! That's contact again. I can't even speak right now. By the time I talk, there's another. Oh, Secure's gonna hit Dead Dad up the track.
Yeah, Dead Dad is. Yeah, that man is.
How many to go?
Gone.
It is. Dead Dad crosses the line. Oh, into the wall!
Oh, I thought that was gonna be a wreck for a second.
1 to go. This is the white flag.
Yup, Nate. Good job, man.
Nate, Shake's not gonna have enough time. Nate down the backstretch for the final time into 3 and into 4. Nate the best for RFK into the playoffs. Nate is gonna put his RFK truck into the championship race at Homestead.
Who would have thought?
That man flew.
Oh my God, they're wrecking at the line. A huge wreck at the line.
That man was flying to Jesus as he makes it to the final 4. Great job,
Nate probably said this wins for his owner, for RFK. All these RFK guys are really happy right now to put that 15 into the championship race.
Wow. Who would have thought Nate? We didn't even know if he was gonna race this season, and he's gonna be a championship 4 driver come 3 weeks from now. How about that for Nate?
Indeed. What a race, according to Sharpie. What a race that was, especially those last like 4 laps. That was crazy.
No, that was really good racing right there.
That was. I give credit to them.
But what I do know is that 16 has made a lot of enemies.
Who would have thought the 15?
That 15, man, great win.
That 15. I hate to say it, but that 15 may be a championship, maybe on the verge of winning a championship.
Yeah, him, Shake, and well, I mean, right now as the locked-in drivers, right now it's for sure it's Nate and then Sikkim. Right now, that's gonna put Marner in danger. Yeah, that's gonna put Marner and possibly Shake in danger of not making the final 4.
As we will get Shake in here, and we'll get the top 3. I don't believe.
Wow.
If you guys have
gotta catch your breath after that one.
Could you? Yeah. I gotta catch my breath after that one. As would one of you invite the other? I think would one of you invite Nate, and I can invite Marner.
If I invite the right Nate.
Let me find Marner. Okay, I found Marner. Right there.
I'm gonna assume that's the right one.
Wow, I give props to that 15 truck. What a day from him.
They gave us a great race today.
But
great action, especially.
As well, there's your second place driver, and Shake. As we wait on the other 2, guess we'll throw Shake out an interview. As Jim, you can interview. You can start us off with interviewing second place.
Yeah, Shake, great run. I know that you always look for those wins, but that was that was a lot of fireworks there in the final laps, and it looked like you and the 16 were getting into it. Kind of just go through what was going on there for second on back. It seemed like.
Well, yeah. First of all, I'm just happy that I got out of there alive and not last place again. But second of all, I mean, yeah, it was tight battling. I don't know what the 16 was doing. I mean, I know he's in like a must-win or he wants to win, but my God, you gotta chill a little bit. And he just bulldozed his way through me, and then he just lost touch with Nate, and he just drove away in the sunset. And so I just showed him my displeasure, and so didn't the 23 and the 16. So if he wants to race us that way, it's gonna come right back to him. So, but good win for Nate. I know he's been pretty close, so we'll just move on to next week.
You think it's over between you and the 16?
Well, I don't have a problem with Dad and the 16, but come on, man. If you're gonna race me like that, I'm gonna race you the same way. So that goes for all, even my teammates. So, I mean, if he's got an issue, he's got an issue. Settle that on track. And yeah, I just hope to look forward and not make any enemies.
Well said. Great rebound tonight. And I'll send it over to Electric if you have any questions for Shake.
Yeah, man, I gotta ask you, Shake. What is your emotions right now going through this race, knowing that somebody won? You are now the third place driver, I'm for sure, for the Final Four, such as 4 points to be in the championship race. How are you feeling right now, knowing that there's 2 more races left?
I'm content. I'm not worried. Watkins Glen's next week. I'm pretty good there, so I'm looking for a strong run. But I still have a good points lead to that cut line, thanks to all my playoff points in the regular season. And yeah, so we're just going to try to stay consistent through stage 1 and stage 2 in the race. And yeah, I mean, if we win, we win, and if we don't, we don't. So we're just going to have to see how it plays out. Obviously, I'd like to win, but there's a few road course ringers in this field next week, so we'll have to see.
Yep. And that is it for me. Slick?
Yeah, well, P2, probably not what you wanted, but going back to those last couple of laps, if you didn't get bumped by the 16, do you think you could have had something for Nate there with like about 3-4 to go?
P2, I am ecstatic with a P2 at New Hampshire. This is by far my worst track. But yeah, if the 16 didn't lose all brain cells and just full throttle me pretty much into the corner, I do think I would have had something for Nate. I think he was the class of the field, him and the 23 all night. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell. I was kind of riding from 4th to 9th the whole race. But yeah, I think I could have gave him a run for his money. It would have been a fun battle, I think.
Yeah, as Shake with the second place, and we'll see you next week at the Glen, hoping that you can, or let's see, hopefully if you can rebound and maybe win next week at the Glen.
Yeah, we'll give it a hell.
As there you have it, and now we'll move on to our race winner, and then we will talk to our third place guys. Electric, would you start us off with this interview of our race winner?
Yeah, Nate.
Yeah,
hello
man.
and welcome up to the booth. You've been up here before, of course, but
Yeah.
question. Now you're locked into the Final Four.
Yep.
You have any plans? Anything you plan on doing for these next 2 races, or is it going to be the same as always?
We're gonna take a vacation in Homestead for a couple weeks. We'll take one plane ride out to Watkins Glen and then go right back. But yeah, should just try to keep it clean, keep the respect the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Jim?
All right, I guess that throws it over to me. Nate, congratulations
Jim.
on the win, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
I know that you are happy about this one, but I think I know a couple people in RFK that might be a little happier about this one
There's
than,
no shot.
than you.
I'm the happiest.
Yeah, well, it was a phenomenal race from you. It looked like you had the speed to compete with the 16, the 23, and all the guys up there. But I just have to think that stage 3, that final caution, really played into your hands. Kind of go through what your thought process was lining up there on the inside row at the very beginning of 12 to go restart.
Thought I was gonna get sent back to like 12th or something. That's how every restart is gone. But we only got sent back to 3rd, so mission accomplished. And then we got back to the lead, and it was just set sail from there. They started battling for 2nd, and we were just praying for no more cautions because that could have been bad. One more.
Yeah, you got your elbows up there in the final laps, muscled your way into the championship 4 at Homestead coming up in 3 or 4 weeks. Congratulations once again, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Alright, well, off to me is, first off, just want to say congratulations on the win, Nate. Good one for RFK. So, all of us are happy down there in the camp. But, let's go back, I guess, kind of in the stage 2, stage 1, where you and Sikkim were battling there for a good while, and it seemed like you two couldn't get away from each other. Kind of talk us through how that battle went.
Yeah, it seems like I haven't been able to get away from the past 2 weeks now, but that was a fun battle. Me and him have been racing really well together, really aggressive, but keeping it clean, keeping each other 1-2. The whole race I was just figuring it out because I qualified 10th, and then just had to figure it out in stage 1, make my way through, and then stage 2 and 3 is when I was really there. I realized I have a race-winning car and just stuck it out front and won.
Yeah, man, I don't really have any other questions, but congrats on the win, and we'll see you racing for a championship in the next couple weeks at Homestead. Alright, there is your race winner, as now we will move on to our 3rd place driver of the 24 of Always Marner. I will start us off as Marner. Your race was kind of up and down. You were mid-pack in the top 5, and then mid-pack. Kind of talk us through how your race went and how you managed to get a top 3.
On every restart, just kept getting the bad end of people just, sending everyone. I always started on the outside, so I kept getting sent all the way to the back and at the start. I think I started 6th, and after the first lap, I went back to 12th. So it was hard to work my way back up there, but I ended up doing so. And I think my truck wasn't terrible tonight, but I don't think it was fast enough to beat Nate or Shake or Sikkim. But I'll take the 3rd place finish. And we'll move on to Watkins Glen.
Alrighty, as I will hand this off to Jim, because I'm pretty sure he probably has a couple questions to ask you.
Yeah, Marnes, congrats on your podium finish. It was a lot of fighting. I know that you weren't the one giving it to people a lot. You were usually on the receiving end, but you still got a P3 out of this one. We're gonna change. We're going to change topics on to next week, though. I know you're a solid road course racer. How excited are you for Watkins Glen coming up here? I think in 2 weeks. It might be 1 week.
1 week. You're right.
Yeah, I'm excited. Watkins Glen, I think my 2nd favorite road course. Last season in Cup, I think I ran top 5 most of the race. So, I'm looking to definitely have a really good race there. Maybe a win, but I know there's a couple other guys like Glizzy and Sikkim who are already locked in, and then Shake every week. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. Hopefully we can pull out with a win.
Yeah, a chance to cash in, buddy. I know that those truck playoff championship 4 spots are narrowing down as we get closer to the end of the season, but we believe in you in HPL, and we will see you next week. Going on to electric, by the way.
Yeah, man, Marner. I know he was talking about next week, but I wanted to talk about how do you feel after this up and down race? Even though you finished 3rd, how was your emotions going through everything that happened, knowing that you went up to the front, then got sent to the back, and then it just kept happening on, and finally you finished 3rd?
Throughout the race I was definitely scared because I know I didn't get the stage points I needed. It's definitely going to be very close on the cut, and like Jim said, it's narrowing down with the spots left. And we even still have a guy like Shake who hasn't won yet. So, you know, next week is definitely the place where I'm going to want to, you know,
Got it.
try and win. So, yeah. Definitely not the race I wanted, but at least this finish made up for it.
Yeah, congrats on the P3, and we'll see you next week at the Glen. Hopefully, maybe we'll see you back up here in the booth, or in the booth getting an interview. Maybe not third though, first or second.
Hope
But
so.
we'll see you again. We'll see you next week at the Glen. All right, well there you have it. Before I guess we wrap it up here, we'll kind of give a brief recap of the race. Jim, how did you think this race went for the truck guys here at New Hampshire?
I was amazed at the composure of Sikkim throughout the entirety of this one. He got bumped a bunch of times. Everyone knew that he was already locked in. They were using him up, but he had opportunities to run people into the fence. He chose not to. He lifted, and he gave everyone a chance to win that one. He went all the way back to like 5th or 6th at the finish of this one. So impressed with Sikkim's maturity, and I mean, the last 12 laps, that's just what's going to happen. When there's a playoff spot on the line, championship 4 spot on the line, excuse me, you're going to have contact, and there was plenty of it, and Nate was just able to come away with it, so congrats to him.
Yeah, as Electric, you got any, I guess, last thoughts, comments on New Hampshire?
Yeah, man, it's a great race. I could say it was great racing. From what I seen from up here, we did see some drivers have some problems, and we also seen some drivers do really good. I mean, that's what comes with short track racing. But I'm for sure Nate got out of here with his win. I'm for sure he's ready for Homestead already, looking forward for the next 3 weeks to that race. But some other drivers such as Logan and them are right now probably focused on Watkins Glen and how to win that track or Bristol.
Yeah, as there you have it. As we saw a very exciting race. Those last 12 laps were very exciting. But off to next week the Glen, and we're gonna wrap it up here. But don't forget tomorrow. Double header. The Xfinity cars go to Las Vegas, the strips of Vegas, for their second race of the playoffs. And then the Cup guys go back racing here in New Hampshire. So New Hampshire's got a double header with the truck and the Cup guys. So for Jim, Electric, and Slick up here in the booth, I'm going to wish y'all a rest of your good Wednesday evening, night, whatever. Yeah. As we will catch y'all next time here on the Hennessy Performance Racing League.
Bye.